Bam, we're live and we're off to the races. The men's masters event number 4 at the Crash Crucible at CrossFit Crash is underway. You're joined by Brian Friend and Sevan Podcast to move the cameras around. Brian, hi. It's been a minute.
Masters men kicking off event 4, final event for them on day number 2. We'll have 2 heats of Masters men, 6 heats of individual men, all taking on the same test. This is re-chase. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 of thrusters, starting at 185, adding 20 pounds every jump. 185, 205, 225, 245, and 2 final reps at 265. 10-minute cap. Most of the women were able to get it done. We'll see how the men fare.
265 thruster for 2. Is there anyone in the group that can do it unbroken, and is that the way to do it? Basically, just pace yourself?
I think there might be someone who could. I don't know if it's the best strategy.
And we're seeing a lot of people in that set of 8, right? Breaking it up into 2 sets.
Yeah, even in the set of 10, some of the better times for calculated break 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1 can certainly get the job done.
We haven't seen any boys attempt this from 185 to 265, but we did see the women do it earlier today from 135 to 175. And what was the fastest time we saw in that group?
Amongst all the women who did it, Amanda Fisher, 3:49 in the final heat of the elite individual females.
And do you expect the women and men's time to be somewhat similar? Is that when JR picks these weights in the programming, is that the goal, to keep the time domains the same?
Well, he didn't set the weights on this. These were the weights from the snatch ladder back in the 2016 regional event 1. Based on what we know, the top thruster weights were for the women relative to the last bar. It was about a 30 or 40 pound difference. The men's best thruster weights there's more of a gap. The percentage, though, is very similar. So in theory, we could see a very comparable score from some of the best athletes. This is the first of 2 heat of Masters men. On the far right side of the screen is lane 1. That's Brett Abercrombie. Next to him is his brother, Will Abercrombie. Corey Bromley, and then lane number 3 with his hands on the hip there in the black T-shirt. Travis Flanagan, right there with the pinkish red outfit on. Lane 4. Eamon Coyne, lane number 5, and Colin Leonard, lane number 6. Those are the 6 men in heat number 1 for the Masters in event 4.
Currently in the lead is the biggest guy. Dead center, correct? Oh, no, not Corey. Travis Flanagan.
Travis is in the lead. Yes, he's got 3 reps to go at the 3rd barbell. That's 225. Will Abercrombie and Colin Leonard are also on that bar. Eamon Coyne, Corey Bromley, and Brent Abercrombie are still working on the set of 8 at 205.
These men are all 34 years of age or older.
And Eamon Coyne on the left side of the screen in the purple, I believe, training think tank shirt there, coming in at 42 years old, the oldest man in the field, competing against men that are all 3 to 8 years younger than him. Bromley advancing to the round of 6. He'll load it up to 225 as Flanagan finishes the 225. He should be stepping forward to the 245 bar, which is preloaded for the gentleman after they clear those first 3 bars. Colin Leonard, blue T-shirt there. He's got 2 reps out of 6 done at 225. Bromley loading up to 225 as Flanagan getting ready to start at 245. Eamon Coyne coming into frame here, still working on his final reps at 205, and he'll roll his bar forward. Flanagan getting to work on that 245 bar. 4 reps required here. That's 2 reps in the book at the 430 mark.
Bromley could really use the win here. He's currently sitting in 10th place out of 12, and it looks like he's doing what he needs to do to move up that ladder. Flanagan cinching down the belt.
Will Abercrombie getting a few reps in the background at 225. Bromley doing the same in the black outfit. Flanagan working on his final rep at 245. locks it out. He'll roll it forward for the final time and add 20 pounds. 265 will be the final weight. 2 reps required there. We've just passed the 5-minute mark of a 10-minute time cap.
Are those standard bars, the length of those bars, Brian? Those are normal 45-pound bars. Those aren't shorties.
So Flanagan loading up for the final bar. Leonard has moved forward to 245. He's overtaken second in the heat, I believe. The 4 other men are all working on the 225 bar.
God, those look short. They make those bars look small.
That's some big boys out there. Will Abercrombie in the gray t-shirt working on his set at
Flanagan for his final 2 lifts, 1 in the books. Although he did move his feet. Was that a good rep?
The sequence is what matters. That was actually one of the things I was talking to JR earlier today. So you should be locking it out without moving your feet and looking for the judge to give you the rep. Once the judges give the rep, you can step backwards as the bar falls to the ground.
Oh, my goodness, that's close. Oh, my goodness, that's close. As he's locking out, he's taking a step back with his left foot. Oh, man, that's close.
And this is one of those things. You're right. That was absolutely close. And this is one of these things about having a human judge. The judge gave him the nod and looked to score the time, which was behind him. And that's, for Flanagan, all he can do is be at the mercy of his judge. But you could certainly have seen a judge that would have judged that a little bit more harshly.
And we got a guy not going also low enough or locking out, I think, in the second of far, the guy rolling his bar forward. I don't think that those, from my vantage point, those last 2 thrusters counted. Caved Astro, thank you. They are C70 bars, shorter bars than the typical bars. Well, there we go. I'm a length expert. That's
3 men are on the 2 men are on the 245 bar. Will Abercrombie in frame there has advanced and is loading up to 265.
Notice on the wall over there, the Sevan Podcast banner sandwiched in between the Paper Street and the Vindicate, along with my distant cousin podcast, Coffee Pods and Wads. Ancestral. It's a little ancestral. It's more than
Neon shoes in all black. Brett Abercrombie. His brother Will Abercrombie next to him. Colin Leonard off screen getting a good rep. Amy Coyne getting a good rep. Coyne is advancing to the 245 bar. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to the time cap.
What was Flanagan's time?
6:20.
Ooh.
Brent on the right side of the screen. Bromry on the left side of the screen. Both lining up for some reps at 245. Good rep for Bromry, and you show that he is really committed to getting that control. Good rep for Abercrombie. Will Abercrombie stepping up to 270, 265. First man other than Flanagan to attempt that. That's a good rep for Will. Leonard rolling his bar forward in the all blue there. He's going to load it up to 265. 1 minute, 30 seconds to the time cap. Eamon Coyne, purple shirt. He's going to get a rep at 245. Abercrombie in the gray, 1 rep to go. The other 3 men working at 245 as Colin Leonard has just loaded his bar to 265.
Just to let you know how impressive Flanagan's score is, John Young is saying he did this in 6:14, and he's a young whippersnapper, and Jason Hopper did this in 5:59. Great job, Flanagan. I didn't mean to take away from your incredible time with your foot movement. I give it to you, buddy.
Abercrombie loading up for his final rep. Gets it at 9:04, so Will Abercrombie, second man in this first heat of 2 Masters men's heats to finish the ladder. Colin Leonard failing his first attempt at 265. Bromry failing in the middle of the floor at 245. Eamon Coyne lining up for another attempt at 245.
Colin Leonard just caught that 265 in a front rack on the way back down. That's a strong man.
Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that. Probably one last attempt for all the men here. Bromry going for another rep. Gets stuck in that 3/4 of the way up position. Abercrombie in the far side of the floor going for it. He gets another rep with 10 seconds to go. Leonard's going to give it another try at 265. Unable to get it. Eamon Coyne gets another one at 245, and that'll do it for Masters Men Heat 1 not just for this event, but also ending their second day of competition here in Spartanburg.
I apologize, guys, for switching the camera right there at the end away from Colin Leonard as he made the lift. It was a calculated decision based on the choppiness of the stream of one camera, and it failed, and I apologize. I'm aware that it was a jackass move. All right, heat one of the men. I'm impressed. Some great finishes on the ladder. We had two guys finish.
Travis Flanagan, 620. Will Abercrombie, 904.
These are not easy weights. It is the fourth workout. As I mentioned earlier, these guys are 34 and older, and you might be, why 34? And as Brian's explained to us throughout the weekend, the Crash Crucible runs on the CrossFit Games schedule when determining what makes a Masters, meaning all you have to do to compete in the 2024 CrossFit Games Masters division is be 35 on the day of competition. So that's what JR does. If you're going to be 35 this upcoming August or whenever the Masters competition is, then you can also compete in Masters in his competition. And I kind of like that. Not kind of, I really do like that, because it feels like there's some sort of unity or some sort of ruling body without there being a ruling body. Like, just like, hey, we're all going to play in the same sandbox together and respect the big dog in the box. Speaking of big dogs, look at these guys.
Second heat of Masters men are on the competition floor. Again, from your viewing angle, on the right side of the screen will be lane 1, working to lane 6 on the left. Lane 1 will be Chad Cackert. We're going to keep the camera on Cackert the whole time, right?
Yes, if we can. Although I noticed that I think Elijah Muhammad's going to do good. He's let his hair down for this one. He had his hair up in the last event. Now he has his hair down.
Yeah, there's a bunch of big dudes in this heat. Lane number 2, Mark Hutchinson, is probably looking to win this one as well. Hudson Fricky, of course, will be in the mix. He'll be in lane 3. Easy Muhammad, as you mentioned, lane 4. He's got a 310-pound snatch under his belt in his career. Kyle Ruth in lane number 5, a big, strong dude, and Irving Hernandez in lane number 6.
That's Hutchinson right there, by the way. And then that's Hatfield with the black hat on.
Cackert.
Oh, sorry, Cackert. Sorry. Hatfield's in the individual, right?
Yeah.
Elite. He also rocks a black. Does he rock a black hat too? Is that why I got him confused? Freaky in the center. That's with the leader jersey on, as Brian was saying. Elijah Muhammad there, pacing back and forth. And then on the who is that next to Elijah Muhammad? Did you say, Brian? Right there with the hat on backwards.
Kyle Ruth.
And
former CrossFit Games athlete as well. In the Masters division, training tank athlete. Many of those here this weekend.
And then finally on the end was Irving Hernandez. I know Brian just went through the names, but I kind of wanted to say the names one more time when the camera's on the guy so you can make the connection. And we're off.
So task at hand is 10-8-6-4-2 of a thruster ladder. The first 10 reps at 185. We'll add 20 reps every time. So 8 at 205, 6 at 225, 4 at 245, 2 at 265, and Irving Hernandez off camera, 10 unbroken at 185. He's the first to advance his bar, shortly followed by Kyle Ruth and Mark Hutchinson. Easy Muhammad on his last rep as Cackert advances, leaving Hudson Fricky as the last man working on the opening set of 10.
And most of these guys are making that first round look like light work.
Yeah, super strong. And Irving Hernandez getting under the bar at 205 while the rest of the athletes are loading up their bar. Hutchinson 1 rep behind him. He's second in the heat. So it's Hernandez and then Hutchinson. The rest of the guys getting set for that set of 8 at 205. Kyle Ruth with his hands on the bar. He'll be the third man to log reps at this weight, shortly followed by Chad Cackert, who's 2 reps behind Ruth, and Easy Muhammad, who's 2 reps behind Cackert. Ricky, the only man on the floor yet to touch the bar at 205.
Who is our leader? Irving Hernandez is on the far left. I apologize for the choppy stream, but it's the only shot we have of him right now, and he is the leader, so that's why we're here.
Hernandez and Hutchinson, rep for rep, finishing up that set of 8, both advancing their bars to the set of 6, where they're loaded up to 225. Once completing the set at 225, they'll move to a preloaded bar at 245. Kyle Ruth, 1 rep remaining at 205, and then he'll be the third one to move the bar forward. So it continues to be Hernandez, Hutchinson, Ruth, first 3 on the first bar, first 3 after the second bar.
Souza, if you could frame Hutchinson and Hernandez, that would be that gentleman there with his shirt off, and then the guy all the way over in the red shirt. Yes, because they're tied. You demand. Thank you, Souza. Wow. I love it. There we go. Those are your 2 first-place guys. Hutchinson's 2 reps ahead of Irving Fernandez. Hutchinson puts the bar down. Fernandez, if with this, will be tied with Hutchinson. I think they're about 3 or 4 reps apiece.
Both men did 3 out of the 6 in one go. In the left side of the screen in the green, Kyle Ruth is getting to work at his bar at 225. That will be his second rep that you see there. Muhammad loading his bar up on the side. Fricky rolling his bar forward. Cackert off screen on the right, getting up to way as Hutchinson gets 1 rep, 2 reps under his belt before Hernandez gets back to the bar. Hutchinson, the first one done at 225. Hernandez, 1 rep to go left side of the screen, and he'll finish at 225. Both men will step over their bar and approach the 245 bar as 255 has elapsed on the clock.
I thought Freaky was going to be out, but he seems to be pacing it wisely. He is 1 full round, I guess, behind the leaders, but he does seem to be pacing it well.
Interesting in this comment here from Ivana, I thought the short guy wouldn't be good on this. And yet a lot of people are expecting Mertens and Hatfield to be good on this. I actually spoke with James Sprague, and he said the short kings are going to crush this. If you have the strength, the range of motion is a lot easier. So it's just a matter of whether you're strong enough or not. And if you are, then the reduced range of motion, especially on that press out of the top, can be advantageous.
Mason Mitchell echoing Brian's observation. Lots of body styles types out there, for sure. The big and the small, the thick and the thin.
2 reps remain for Hutchinson. 2 reps remain for Hernandez. Hernandez looking over at Hutchinson. Hutchinson grabbing the bar as Hernandez steps away from it. Kyle Ruth getting underneath the bar. He has 4 reps to go. Cackert rep for rep with Ruth. Hutchinson 1 rep to go at this weight. So Hutchinson takes over the lead. He'll roll forward to the final bar as Hernandez starts his final 2 reps at this weight. He takes a step. I can't tell if he got credit for that rep or not. He did. 1 rep to go, but that last one looked a little dodgy. He gets it. So Hutchinson with about a 10-second lead over Hernandez. Ruth back to work on his set of 4. He's got 2 to go. Cackert's working on the same bar. Easy Muhammad taking a seat and resting his legs. Hudson Fricky still working away at the 225.
That clock looks frozen in the shot. Stuck at 3 minutes. Where are we at?
4.5 minutes have passed. Hernandez and Hutchinson are loading up their bars at the last weight. Cackert is now overtaken Ruth. He'll roll his bar forward and be the 3rd man to start loading his bar to 265. Easy Muhammad, middle of the floor, working away at the 245 bar, and he'll get a couple good reps there. Ruth back to work at 245. That's 3 out of 4 reps done for him. Hernandez, Hutchinson, both with the bar loaded. 2 reps remain as the 5-minute mark ticks by. Hernandez with hands on the bar. Hutchinson with hands on the bar. Hernandez first to get it off the ground. He gets 1 good rep. He's going to re-rack it. Hutchinson with a good rep. He goes straight into it. They're both squatting at the same time. Hernandez locks it out, and Hutchinson locks it out. I don't know what the – okay, Hernandez got a no rep. Hernandez got a no rep of one of those 2 reps. So Hutchinson will take the win at 5:13.
And I couldn't tell from the shitty feed we had. Rep. It looked like Hutchinson didn't lock out
with the no rep. And, wow, that was a tight no rep for Cackert too. So 1 left for Cackert, 1 rep left for Hernandez. Ruth's loading his bar. Easy's loading his bar. Fricky still has not attempted a weight at 245.
Make or break for Hernandez. He's got to get it.
5:49 for Hernandez. Gets inside of Flanagan's time by 31 seconds. Fricky middle of the floor. He gets a rep. Cackert going for his final rep. And Cackert gets it at 6 minutes flat. So he'll be 3rd in the heat, 3rd in the event. 3 men out of 6 beat Travis Flanagan's time from the previous heat. Kyle Ruth, who had been in 3rd for most of this one, he's getting to work on his 265 bar at the 6:10 mark. Ooh.
Did he get it? Did they give it to him?
The judge said good and dropped his finger. I would probably not have given that rep. 1 rep to go for easy. So Fricky is on the bar behind these guys. They did give the rep to Ruth on the floor. So Easy and Ruth with 1 rep remaining. We're at the 6:35 mark. So Flanagan's time has now passed. Fricky's still working on the 245 bar.
John Young, to put Hutchinson's time into perspective, he beat Hopper by 46 seconds.
Easy Muhammad attempting his final rep, and 6:51. Easy will clear the ladder. Kyle Ruth attempting to do the same with 1 rep remaining as the clock ticks to 7 minutes. Here is Kyle Ruth, and he gets it. That is definitely a good rep, 7:02. Hudson Fricke, your overall leader in the competition, the last man on the floor. He's currently loading his bar to the 265 mark. There's 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. We've already had 1 finisher in the previous heat and 5 finishers in this heat, so the best he can do overall is 7th.
Hudson Fricke is currently in first place by about 40 points.
Well, and who is in second? Is it Hutchinson?
It is Hutchinson. He has 250, and Hudson has Fricke has 292, 249, 292.
Hutchinson's got the win on this one. So Hutchinson's guaranteed 100. Fricke is on the back half of the field with 6 finishers already. So he'll be on the wrong side of the median score. So every second that goes by here is less points away from 50. So Hutchinson at this moment has already overtaken the lead. The question is just by how much.
Bernie Gannon, Hutchinson is a Mayhem athlete, according to Bernie.
And Hutchinson is actually leading the crowd in terms of cheering Hudson on here. That's a good rep at the 8:10 mark. 1 rep remaining for Hudson.
That's a fucked up angle. There's the guy standing in front of the camera. Move him. Get Anthony Davis to move that guy. I've been there, buddy. I've been there. I stood in front of not in front of a camera. I stood in front of a clock once.
90 seconds to the time cap. Will Abercrombie's time of 9:04 could come into play here. 8:38 on the clock currently. Hudson stepping up to the bar. If he hits this lift, he will beat that time. Gets it to the front rack.
And I think, weren't they saying that Hutchinson and Fricke are best friends, right?
Good rep for Fricke, 8:52. So 6 men beat him. He'll be 7th out of 12. So he should be just underneath that 50-point mark, probably in the 40 to 45-point range. And if that's the case, then he'll rescind that lead and be about 15 points, maybe 10 to 15 points behind Mark Hutchinson going into the final day. We'll have to wait for scoring to verify all of that stuff, but that's what I expect based on the performance scoring system.
These are fast heats, 10 minutes a pop. We just finished watching the Masters for the final time on Saturday, the second day of the Crash Crucible. They will be back tomorrow for an exciting and close finish. It is going to be between the best friends, a race between Hudson and Hudson Fricke and Mark Hutchinson. It is going to be a very close race between them tomorrow, and that will be fun to watch. Thank you, gentlemen. Next up, exact same workout, which proved to entertain. We have 6 heats coming up, event 4 of the elite men. And I will bring up the current leaderboard for the elite men now, and we'll get Brian's thoughts on the placings as it looks like Daniel Cook has taken, it's too hard to say Kusi. I can't say it. Is it Kusi? Am I saying it right? Kusi?
I've gotten 7th, 3rd, and every workout here. I've never gotten
we have some
Mark
rowdy.
Hutchinson and J.R. Howell came over to the podcast, or to the booth here. See you, Mark. And Mark Hutchinson said he's a veteran of this event, competed every year. He's been on the podium in the individual division, but this is the first time he's ever won an event outright at Crash Crucible, and he's super stoked about it.
Awesome. Okay, Brian, if you could take a look at your screen, we are going into event 4. With this, after this event, we will cross the halfway point of the 7 scores that will be in by the time we crown the champion here of the 2023 Crash Crucible. It is a close race. Daniel Kusi and James Sprague, 272 points and 270 points, and then Austin Hatfield in 3rd with 237. Max Krieg in 4th with 229, and then a personal favorite of mine, Mr. McQueen, Crazy McQueen, with 223. What are your first thoughts when you look at this leaderboard?
Love it. We got some definitely expected athletes up towards the top. Sprague, Hatfield, Rosema, Krieg. No surprises there. Coots is someone that I'm well aware of. I wasn't sure if he would be able to contend for a podium spot here. He's been incredibly impressive so far. Quentin McQueen, relatively unknown in terms of his individual capacity. I knew he was good. I didn't know he was this good. Excited with what I've seen from him. And Daniel Sterling of the 7 men on the screen there is definitely the one that I knew the least about. and he's also been pretty good across the board. But we're going to have the heavy thruster ladder. And if you look at these guys here specifically, I know that Coots and Hatfield can put up some scary good times.
I want everyone to know that whenever you see me looking down, I'm making notes, and I just wrote this down. I don't know if you can see this. It's a piece of paper, and I wrote Coots, so I would know how to pronounce his name, and I drew a picture of a duck, Coots, so I won't get it wrong anymore. I won't call him Cuck or Koosie. There we go, Coots. I got it. Thank you, Bernie. And there's my notes right there. Hopefully I won't mess it up. Coots. Daniel Coots, first place. There was some information on him. I don't remember. Something about he's 20 years old. This is his first Crucible or something about him. I think he's also the young man that drew the genitalia on the handstand pads. Or he may have been in cahoots with the gentleman who did do it. Oh, I just saw my screen glitch. I had a little glitch in the matrix. Yeah, this is good. Good leaderboard here. It's exciting.
You gonna hang with me here or no?
Colton Mertens 195. No bueno. You know what? Colton's on vacation. He's chilling. He just came to support JR. It's just another workout for him. Doing his part for the community. I think attending an event like this is like doing it for the community. Don't you think, Brian? Big names like Sprague, Colton Mertens, to lend their
I think it's awesome that they're here, yeah.
Yeah, to lend their name power to this. Have they started? Have we started?
Yes.
Oh shit. All right.
I wasn't sure if you were going to stick around for the first 4 heats or not.
I'm not sure if I am either.
Okay, well, the 3 men that are on the floor in heat number 1 are Ryan Haynes, Graham Winchester, and Lionel Franco. You see Leo Franco there. All 3 men are loading their bar to 205, having completed the first 10 reps at 185.
Are you staying for this?
I haven't missed a heat all day.
Dang, you good. You want to go undefeated. Who do you got in the Dylan Dennis fight tonight? Dylan Dennis and Logan Paul. You don't even know what I'm talking
shorts,
about.
lane number 2, Ryan Haynes. Middle of the floor with the black t-shirt and gray shorts, Graham Winchester and Lionel Franco. The only man not wearing a black t-shirt, but he does have black pants on the left side of your screen behind the red pole.
Brian, this is cutting-edge pop culture shit, Dylan Dennis and Logan Paul fighting tonight. This is on ESPN. It's on DAZN. No? You're not following it?
Hey, I'm betting it's fixed and Logan Paul wins.
Thank you, Souza.
Put in 2 votes for Logan Paul.
All right.
Graham Winchester, first man to roll the bar forward to the 225 loading station. Only a rep behind him, Ryan Haynes doing the same.
Don't anyone get this twisted. This final bar is heavy. Not only is 265 heavy, but it is rep number 19 and rep number 20, and you're racing.
29 and 30, I think.
Is it?
10.8642.
I
Back
thought
with napkin math.
Yeah, thank you. I thought that right. I guess it can't be 20 if 10 and 8 is 18. So they're only doing 10 reps less than the teams.
No,
is that
the
right?
Team, no,
I thought the teams did 40. No, the teams did 60 then.
Where's the team workout up there?
I have it here in front of me. I don't know why I don't just look.
No, the teams did 60. They had twice as many reps at each bar, the same loads. But they could split the work between the 2 of them.
They're thrusting 2 Sevons, as Mason Mitchell says. Give me 1 Sevon and 1 Brian. I'll leave Brian out.
No. Graham Winchester, middle of the screen, with a few good reps there at 225. Ryan Haynes with the blue knee sleeves getting another good rep at 225.
2 lanes open in this heat. 5 and 6 are open. Did someone pull out, Brian? I know that Seth Stovall was pulled out, but did someone else pull out?
No, lane 1, 5, and 6 are open here. This heat has 3. The rest of the heats will have 5. 33 men are in the elite men's division. Graham Winchester done with the reps at 225. I believe Ryan and Leo are as well. All 4 men will step over that bar, leaving it behind them. The next bar is preloaded at 245. 4 reps there, 2 reps at 265. 4 minutes have passed, 6 minutes till the time cap. Winchester first to get a rep at 245, but it was only 1 of 4. Let's see if either Haynes or Franco decides to go for more than that. Franco, 2 reps down. Haynes, 1 rep down. Easy, Ken. Easy, Ken.
All the scoring has been handled today, I believe, at the entire Crash Crucible by Tyler Watkins of the Heat 1 app. Is that accurate, Brian?
Scorecards are delivered to Tyler. He puts them into the Heat 1 app. He delivers them to Jen Ryan with local comp, and they enter them into the official leaderboard that you see on the local comp website. The only difference is that for the teams where it bypasses Tyler since there's not performance scoring. So Tyler Watkins and Jen Green. Leo Franco, 2 sets of 2 on the 245 bar. He'll roll it forward and load to 265. Graham Winchester, 3 reps done now at 245. 1 remains there. Ryan Haynes getting a no rep. He has 2 reps to go. So Franco with a 1 rep lead over Winchester. Winchester with a 1 rep lead over Haynes. 5:25 have passed out of the 10-minute time cap. Heat 1 of 6 for the men. Sevan, do you see this guy sitting next to me? Can you see him?
Hold on. Let me see. I can in a second. Let me see. Yeah. Yep. Tell herself the thumb.
He's like begging me to come on and do some commentary. You want to talk to him?
Oh, yeah. Let him on. I'm good. I'm not really doing much right now. I was actually I was thinking about some jokes I could tell, and then I was trying to look at why my iMessage sends.
Go back to the floor. Let's watch these guys.
Okay,
6 minutes on the clock. Leo Franco, 1 rep, good at 265. Looking to set a time to beat. He didn't have the day 1 that he wanted. He had a pretty good performance this morning. 1 rep to go to finish the ladder. Ryan Haynes in the background finishes his last rep at 245. 6:15 on the clock. Franco under the bar for his final rep. He'll lock it out. 6:17. That'll end day 2 for Franco, and he'll see how that first time we have on the board, stacks up against the remaining 5 heats.
Is Franco the only one wearing dangling earrings at the entire competition, between including men and women? I think he has a dangling earring I saw.
He definitely has 1. If he's the only person, he might be.
So that is dangerous. Do not wear dangling earrings if you are an athlete.
It's really nice. It's not so bad when you're doing sandbags to shoulder.
Do not. Something will get caught.
Graham Winchester under the bar at 265. He's been doing singles since advancing to the second to last bar. Gets 1 of 2 reps in the book. 7 minutes have passed. 3 minutes to the time cap. Ryan Haynes bar is loaded. 265. He's strapping up. 1 rep behind Winchester. Feet move before the arms lock out. No rep there for Haynes. He's had a couple of those. A lot of effort wasted in these last 2 bars. Just slight miscalculations.
Brian, who was the athlete who got pulled down on top of the pig yesterday?
Ryan Jevning. Winchester locks it out at 7:27. He'll put an end on day 2 for him. Second in the heat. 2 reps remain for Haynes.
Mayhem athlete.
Taylor's going to come on with you for heat 2.
It's great. Does he know he has to do most of the work? Did I just chill?
I think you guys will do just fine. I'm going to go stare into the sun for 5 minutes.
Lower your pants. Stare between your legs and lower your pants. Hit 2 spots at one time.
You mean Raw of Earth style?
Yes. You knew exactly the reference. I appreciate it.
90 seconds to the time cap. Ryan Haynes taking a big break here. I kind of like that. Like I mentioned, he's had a couple no reps. 2 reps to go to try to finish. Looking for a big commitment here from Haynes. There's a good rep. Now that he has the confidence, he knows he can do it. He says to the fans, I'm going to wait. Not going to rush it. Try to make sure I hit this one. Having a seat. A minute, 10 seconds to the cap. Seconds to the time cap. Ryan Haynes, 1 rep remaining. Leo Franco, Graham Winchester, only 2 men in the heat, have already cleared the ladder. Haynes locks it out, 9:31. So all 3 men in the opening heat clear the ladder. Best amongst them, Leo Franco, 6:17. That'll be the time to beat. Sevan, I'm going to give the mic to Taylor. If he screws it up in this heat, well, so what?
Oh, Franco heard me talk about his earrings, so he licked the camera. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Wow. Great to see you, dude.
Yeah, Tommy Fury knocks that whoever he's fighting the fuck out. Crushes him. I don't even know what time those fights starts. Does anyone know? Can anyone tell me? Taylor Self, what's up, dude? Love you to death, buddy. Love you to death. Love seeing you. Let me talk to you a little bit a second about yourself before we talk about these guys. You're sitting there. You have CrossFit Games aspirations. You know how fit you are. I know you personally and know that you are a bull pent up in a stall. I know you have a lot of issues that you don't want to deal with, that you want to take out with your fitness and out on the floor. Is this driving you nuts to see this?
I guess my inability to answer is probably answer enough. It's not the most, well, I'm coaching a female athlete, so that takes some of my attention. Watching the guys in the final heat. Yeah. I've competed here before, and I love to compete here. But like you said, I have other aspirations, and I'm thinking about those a lot.
Yeah. How close are you to coming back? How close are you?
I'll do the Open this year, but I'm not going to compete. I'm very close to being 100% healthy, but I need to be 100% healthy like 6 months leading into the Open, not just starting to get 100% healthy now, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I want and probably need several months of preparation at 100% prior to competition, rather than hitting competition just as I'm getting 100%. And it's
strictly the knee you're talking about.
Right?
I
just hit a year from surgery, and it's my second one, back-to-back surgery. So just a lot to heal. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Heat 2, Event 4, 2 of 6 heats at the Crash Crucible at CrossFit Crash, thrown by J.R. Howell. Joined with us is Taylor Self from Self-Made Training Program, a frequenter, and he has his own show on the Sevan Podcast, Shut Up and Scribble. We are looking at the next 6 athletes to go in Heat 2. I apologize for the name crushing. Actually, I don't really apologize, but the names are going to be all fucked up here. Rankin Holt, Frank Minervini in lane 2, Jackson Drohan in lane 3, Roman Burkhan in lane 4, Molanza Hayes in lane 5, and in lane 6, the youngster, Caden Myers.
Can you hear me, or do I need to hold the mic closer to my face?
I hear you good. The closer you can get, the better, but I can hear you good.
I'm thinking everybody's going to want to be watching Frank, Jackson, and Roman specifically in this heat. So lanes 2, 3, and 4. I would imagine lead. Roman's super strong. Jackson has a monster clean. And Frank as well is really strong. He's just a bit longer than the other athletes, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to keep up with some of the smaller guys. Yeah, Jackson's moving very well. If he can just stay composed, I really like his odds in this workout. Oh, looks like he's being smart to start. I don't think there's any point to going unbroken in the round of 10. Has Brian spoken to that at all?
Say that again. You don't think there's any reason to go all 10 reps?
Yeah, there's no point.
Tell me, why is that? Just because the small break you get at 5, even
Right,
if it's 10 seconds, is worth it?
That's made up by resting 5 seconds less on a later bar, or even just changing weights a little faster. The time under tension is just a pointless 185.
Okay,
You
but
need
let me ask you this. Those of us who are just regular everyday CrossFitters, we can do I can do 20 pull-ups if I just fucking go to the pull-up bar and do 20 pull-ups, but if I do 10 and get off, those next 10 are brutal. It's not like that for these guys. You don't think it's like, hey, just knock those 10 out and get the rest while you move to the number 8 bar?
Not at this movement or at this weight. Wow. Yep. See, Malonza Hayes unbroken for 10. He just fails a rep on the set of 8.
Chase Ingram, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, what did I miss?
Nothing. Brian lost all his hair and put on 20 pounds of muscle.
You guys are doing a great job, man.
Thank you. Means a lot coming from you, dude.
Muscle, adipose muscle.
I don't know what adipose. What does that mean in your ass? Posterior?
That's fat.
Like adipose fat tissue.
Chase, welcome to the stream. We have
you.
2 cameras. We have the picture comes in and out in terms of its grittiness.
Hey, I am not unfamiliar to grittiness camera feeds.
For those of you who can't place Chase is the man who brought us many ESPN shows and CrossFit game shows. And on top of that, him, along with Adrian Conway and others, Brian Friend, Jason Kalipa, brought us the masterful streams for events 1 and 3 at the semifinals this year, a shot in similar fashion using similar software.
Yes,
a last-minute deal, thanks to the guy from the Wexford podcast.
Let's see how lane 5 handles this set of 6 at 225. Hit pass. Questionable squat depth. 4, 3. Yeah. He's slowing down.
That is Malonza Hayes. Chase, you see a lot of elite performers. Do you agree with Taylor that there's no reason for anyone to do all 10 unbroken? And when I say anyone, let's include the likes of a Froning and a Tia and a Fraser.
The thing is, like, those athletes can do that without putting themselves at a deficit. The thing I like about this is that, to Taylor's point, is that if you can do it, by all means, go for it. But if you can't, there is no reason for you to do that, because we've seen this on the last bar a few times. And this is kind of what I was hoping to see when this got programmed, was you'd get to the last bar. You're like, it's only 2. I get it's a little heavy. And you just did a little bit too much too early in this. And you fail 1 rep, maybe another, and you lose 30 to 60 seconds.
Wow. Roman Birkin with a no rep.
The leader here, Malonza Hayes.
Yes, John. Unbroken is a trap, and that was part of the hope that people would take the bait.
Well, it's looking like we'll have to see how these 4 go for Malonza. 1, 2. They don't look horrible.
And that is the 245 bar. Malonza Hayes. 4 reps, 245 bar.
Roman Birkin on the set of 245 as well. Malonza's got 2 to go. He did go unbroken, so he's holding his own in this heat, and we'll have to see how that final bar looks, but he's looking like he's going to hang on to this. Wow, Roman's moving smoothly.
Who went unbroken? You saw Malonza Hayes do the first 10 unbroken?
Yeah, and I thought it was a mistake, but maybe not. He's got 1 more at 245. He's doing singles now. He did 2 in a row, and he did a single, another single, and now he's on a 265.
Hey, that's a strong dude. I'm seeing even a little bit of a reverse curl there. That is a strong man.
Frank Minervini just did a squat clean and didn't even try to press it out at the top.
Meaning he's toast in lane 2?
Yeah, not sure what that means.
I just put an X through his name. Malonza Hayes moves to the final bar. I cannot see the clock. Someone on the site will tell us the time.
4:49.
4:49. Malonza Hayes is working on the last bar at 265.
He just hit the 5-minute mark. If he goes for a double, it's a risk.
He's going to take it. I think he's going to take the risk.
Very, man. He pulls the bar all the way into his hips.
Man, he's strong from shoulder to overhead. For a lot of guys, that look like the weak point. That does not look like the weak point for him.
The weak point for him looks like the clean, to be honest. Not that it's weak.
Well, he's got a little bit of a reverse curl in there.
Yeah, he
bar
pulls
pass.
with the elbow so much into his hips.
Ooh. What's the time on that, baby? What's the
He's
time?
no rep in.
Oh, for what? Foot movement?
He jumped his feet out, and they didn't stay on the floor.
Chase, you like that rule? I don't like that rule.
6:17 is the time to beat. And he's got 20 seconds. No, that's a great rule. It's a thruster.
In
It's
this
not a jerk.
format, I like it a lot.
Stay in your box. Let him move his feet.
Now, because then you get into the step and the knee bend and the extra, like it's
He's
all
got
the
to make this to
crap
beat
we had to
Lionel.
deal with in the
Oh, and he
open.
fails it. Wow, he's not going to beat Lionel.
That's what I was
Franco.
talking about, man. You get to that last bar, a little overconfident, started a little too soon. You get one no rep, and then the cycle starts to happen. That's the exciting part about this event.
He got a no rep in the set of 205 at 8, and that's his third. He got 2 no reps on the final bar. One for foot movement, the other rushed it a bit soon, couldn't press it out.
And on the
And
other end, it looks like Rankin Holt is also on the final bar.
So
is
is
that what I
Jackson
see?
Drohan, so is Frank Minervini, both of these guys. Roman Birkin as well, and he's finished. Roman Birkin beats Melanza Hayes. Jackson Drohan got one more rep to go. So Roman's going to take the heat. Melanza's going for his next rep at 265. He's missed 2 at this point. He's got 1 to go.
Melanza Hayes in the hole.
Oh, and he's
thrusting.
got it. He's got it. Wow. Frank Minervini right behind him. Jackson Drohan right behind him. Wow.
How much
That's
time did he
really
lose
tight.
on that first no rep? Minute?
He
Plus?
went
least.
for that rep that he missed at like the 6-minute mark. So he lost a minute.
Oh, and we got another guy here next to. I didn't even see him. Caden Myers, the 17-year-old, right?
Yeah, he's a young and super young, long, tall guy.
Dallin Pepper too.
It looks good.
Yeah, that did look good. Back over to the Sousa cam.
Nice.
That's Rankin Holt. Just finished, right?
Correct.
How close are we to the 10-minute mark?
We are 2 minutes away. Caden's not going to beat under the cap, but he's just working for good reps. He's a younger kid. He's got a lot of strength to develop. But what I like about what he's doing is every rep that he's done has looked amazing. He's not getting outside of his lane. He's not failing. He's just working within his capacity. He's a young guy. He's learning right now.
Is he one of your? Is that your athlete, Taylor?
No, I don't have any men competing. I don't have any male. Well, I train one guy in Florida.
No blood on the shins. I don't like to see that. Makes me think he's not working hard.
It's usually from deadlifts.
Stop. Wow, he's just got the setup 4 complete. He's got a minute. Ah, man.
Hey, we haven't seen any issues from him yet. Everything he's done is smooth. He might
Yeah,
just be pacing this to a
he's-
perfect pace.
Look at how thin his arms are. He's so young.
He's got
he's a
1
baby.
minute.
He's a baby. Let's go. Come on, Caden.
Natty.
Yeah. Oh, 100% natty, dude. He's just on
Natty.
puberty. He's on that. He's on that.
His mom don't even let him take creatine.
that
He don't-
puberty
he can't even
enhancing
take
drug, dude. That's what he's on.
He can't even drink coffee yet. He get carded for coffee at Denny's.
I don't think he's got time for 2, but I want him to hit 1 so bad. Let's see it.
Caden Myers out of the hole.
Oh,
Man.
beautiful movement. Man. Oh,
Beast.
man, he's got another.
What's the clock say, baby?
9:40. He's got 20 seconds. He's gonna have to wait until 9:55
Dude, he can hit that. Come
before he
on.
starts his pull.
It can come
Be
off the bar,
patient.
right? That's all that has to happen. Come off
Don't
the
let-
ground.
Yep, the bar just has to come off the floor. Don't let the
Okay,
crowd pull you in too soon, buddy.
Come on.
Oh, here we go. 9:55
Let's go, Caden.
and
Oh, dude, come on.
Respect.
so close.
Oh,
man.
I'm glad he went for it though.
What a guy.
Oh, he is a big man. How tall is he?
He's taller than I'm 5'10", and he's at least 1.5 inches, 2 inches taller than me. So maybe 6 foot, 6'1".
Oh, that guy took 5th place at the CrossFit Games this year in the teen division.
Caden, I'm not sure.
Okay. Andrew Hiller from HillerFit, Will Brandstetter, the smartest man in the CrossFit community, maybe the most talented.
So this heat is relevant. This next heat coming up, Drake Lewis is a guy to watch. I actually made a bet with him earlier today. He bet me $50. I got to pay him $50 if he wins the event. And
Cave Dastro, so Taylor Self is 5'8" and Caden is 5'10". That's correct. That's correct. Good job deciphering the the code. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the Crash Crucible. We are at the final heats of the day. This is a men's event 4. You're joined with Taylor Self from Self-Made Training Program, Chase Ingram with a resume too long to list. Nice enough to come on and join us for the end of today. We are doing, like I said, the third heat of 6. I would need a human calculator here, but I think all of these guys are pretty much out of contention for the win. But there are some people here that are worth watching. Of the very popular and notorious and infamous Bill Leahy is in lane number 4. I don't see him yet, but there he is. Yep.
He's on
Adjusting his shorts. He's in the black shirt right there with the green CrossFit written across the chest. Respect. And then we'll start back at lane 1. Drake Lewis.
So I bet him $50 that he would finish outside the top 3. He bet me 50 that he would win. And if he's second or third, to wash. I think the thing to note, he has the heaviest thruster in the field, but he took from that open score 23.B or 23.2B, but his A score was like in the 2000s almost. So
give me one second here, Taylor. Let me get through I'm going to name all the athletes as Susan's ready to show all their faces. Drake Lewis, lane 1. Wes Peters with the number 6 on his chest. Hunter Osment right there with the sleeves cut off in lane 3. Then Bill Leahy with the shorts that are too tight. Then Nick Reed with the waste of time noble wristbands. He should be really wearing the CEO wristbands that are thicker and better. But what are you going to do? And then finally, Ryan Jevning, Sevan Podcast, a reject, but still got mad love for him.
So I'm not sure let me go ahead and take a look at what place Bill Leahy's at coming into this event.
I'll pull that up for you, buddy. I'll pull it up for you. I'm your guy. William Leahy is in 10th coming into this with 176 points. He's tied with Sebastian Jollis.
So he made a great climb after that handstand obstacle workout. Can you tell me what he placed in that?
Second with 98 points.
I think this is relevant. Bill, watching him move, and I've heard Boz say from some of Bill's games testing that he's one of the freakiest or most athletic guys I've ever seen. And clearly has a ton of potential, clearly has a ton of capacity. Yesterday, a couple execution errors on event 1, which I would imagine got into his headspace or approach quite a bit coming into round that second workout. I think it's relevant just to note that when you're that young and you're that new, it is so much easier to come into a competition with no eyes on you, and no pressure and no expectations, and let loose. And when those things mount, with all of the hoopla surrounding Bill, I think that plays a role, which is tough. So he's going to learn a lot from this. He's going to learn a lot about how that extra stuff coming into an event can play into your performance and how to ignore it. And I just hope he continues to improve and learns how to ignore all that extra stuff. He is on to the round of 6.
Chase, speaking of getting into people's heads, do you think that Taylor got into Drake Lewis's head? It looks like he did the first 10 unbroken because of that $50 bet, and William Leahy did the first 10 unbroken, and those appear to be our 2 head cases.
Well, that's part of the playing, like racing to your own ability, because in an event like this, you don't want to race the other people, because this is purely your ability to handle these barbells relative to other people. So if you go out and go unbroken in the round of 10, knowing you still have 20 more reps to go, they're all going to increase in in weight. And if you think about what we already did earlier today, like that handstand walk obstacle course is smoking the one main limiter in the thruster, which is the press out, the tricep, the shoulder stability, and fatigue. So the combo of these two on day 2 was very deliberate for this very reason as well.
Taylor, go ahead. Who's in the lead here? Is
Drake Lewis just finished the round of 6. He did a set of 3 and 3. Bill Leahy's right behind. He's got Wow, Bill Leahy right behind him with a set of 6. So now
very
they're both onto the set of 4 at 2:45.
Very relevant points Chase is bringing up about the handstand walk. These guys' shoulders must be toast coming into this.
Well, the more efficient you are on that obstacle course as well, the less it's going to affect you. And it seemed Bill was just flying on that. He moves like a dream. Watching, just so smooth. Gosh, great. Oh, he's going to go for it at 2:45. He's got 3 reps. Wow.
Dang.
Whoever Souza just handed the camera off, see if you can get Will Leahy and Drake Lewis both in the shot at the same time. There you go. See if you can get both of them in there. See if you can get both of them in there. You had both Lewis for a second. Frame that just a little.
Here we go. Can you scoot back a bit?
I don't think they have the earphones in. It must be. I think Souza ran to take a leak. Now it looks like Souza just grabbed the camera back.
Bill Leahy is on to the final barbell. Drake Lewis is going to owe me $50 because I'm thinking Austin Hatfield and Colton are both going to beat him.
What's the time? What's the time?
The time is at 3:40, and Drake Lewis is just moving up to that final bar. He's got to load it. Bill Leahy's got his bar loaded. Bill looks like he's going to take this heat if he can hang on for these final 2 reps at 265.
Whoever's running the Souza cam, you got to get both guys in there. You got to get both guys in there. You got to get both guys in there.
To get both those guys in.
Tell both those guys. Both those guys got to be in the shot. There we go. Leahy for one.
He's got one. Drake Lewis is still loading his bar. They're at 406, 407.
Okay, this is the rep he can't screw up.
Oh, he pushed. Wow.
Oh.
And if that's not a statement on day 2,
Drake Lewis,
not a statement on day 2.
Drake Lewis still killing it. Where's the clock at?
The clock is at 4:27. Drake Lewis.
Dang.
Wow, Bill Leahy at 4:13. Drake Lewis at 4:31.
I think that might be.
That's first and second. So
Okay, 4:13 and 4:31.
The best time before that, like 6:13.
Yeah, the previous times to beat were in the 6s, and they just posted scores.
Damn.
Oh,
Bill.
fantastic framing. Thank you, Souza.
We're gonna get Bill over here to say a little bit. Okay, never mind. He's walking away.
Oh yeah, get Bill. That'd be great. Right there in the center.
Oh.
Is that Wes Peters right there?
This is Nick Reed on 245. They're all on the 245 bar. Everybody left on the floor.
Okay, so that was Hunter Osment, I think.
Yeah. Hunter Osment's in the white tank. Wes Peters is in the district jersey. As soon as I get Bill's attention, I'm going to try to get him over here.
Can we get both those guys? Oh, wow. Jevning's still in there too. Jevning for his final lift at 265. Ooh, that was tricky that he stopped there. Can he get a rebend on that? Can you Oh,
he has to start it all over. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, do another one.
This guy.
Crazy.
Do another one.
What a beast Jevning is.
Oh, no.
What's the clock say?
The clock is at 6:10.
They've got plenty of time.
Lionel Franco. He's going for third in this heat.
Hey, respect for Jevning going for that. Nick Reed tightening up his belt. 2 lanes over is Hunter Osment.
Taylor, I know these are short collared bars, but is the middle length short as well? Like, are these the C70s or are these the ones that just have the short collars?
These are the C70S, so the bars are shorter as well.
Hunter Osment and Nick Reed neck for neck, 1 rep each. They probably have 3 minutes left, I'm guessing. Ryan Jevning, why is he doing this? Why isn't he squat cleaning and thrusting?
Drake Lewis just paid for my dinner.
Oh, you can't take his $50 from him. Ryan Jevning finishes. Hunter Osment finishes. Now Nick Reed. Another really wide grip. Why so wide?
Yeah. Sometimes it's a cut down on the length of the press out. Like a lot of these guys with this, like we said earlier, is the tricep shoulder fatigue.
Finished at 6:46. Hunter Osment 6:52. Nick Reed 7:01.
Wes Peters, Patrick Vellner look-alike, doppelganger.
Dude, they look exactly like the hair too. He's doing the hairdo on purpose. Has to be.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Wes Peters, I'm not sure how many lifts he has left. He's at the final bar, 265.
Oh, it's not close. Wow.
So what did you think about that movement in his feet when he thrustered?
I didn't see his feet move. I just think he got buried, like he lost a little bit of tension in the hole, which caused him to pause. I think if he would have been able to rebound out of that with the stretch reflex efficiently, he makes that lift.
You mean that slide, Sevan?
Yeah, he gets just his toes out a little bit as he goes to press.
Wow. I'm watching.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm watching.
Yeah, and
Colton
what
warm
it's
up.
coming from is like the drive from the hips to get it over his head. So he'll move his feet to receive the bar, which he should, and then
Right.
the back slide.
Yes.
He
You let
moves
that
like
slide?
that too.
It depends how black and white they want to get, right?
The slide and the clean you're talking about.
Yeah. No.
think it's-
On the press, on the drive phase.
On the press. Yeah, on the
Oh,
press.
his
he's
toes
got-
are sliding out. Let me watch.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
his heels are sliding back.
Yeah,
His
that
heels-
time they
so
slid
watch
back.
when he comes out of the drive phase of the thruster.
What's the clock say, Mr.
His
Self?
knees don't
8:37.
rebend.
He's got to take his time.
Yeah, I agree.
He's got a minute 20.
Yeah.
About a minute left on the clock. You're staring at Wes Peters in Heat 3, the final event of the day at the Crash Crucible. This is the last bar. He needs 2 reps at 265.
Taylor, watch his feet when he comes out right there. That little slide
Oh,
back.
man.
It wasn't as much as he done the first two,
Right.
but I think that's just a sign of you're losing power. Just getting fatigued.
So we've got our leader in this event so far, Bill Leahy, with a 4:13. Wow. And then Drake Lewis right behind him at 4:30. I'm expecting both Austin Hatfield and Colton Mertens to put on quite the race. Are they? I believe Colton is in the next heat, and unfortunately,
They
Austin
are not.
Hatfield- they're not in the same heat.
You're getting a little ahead of yourself. Sorry, 2 more heats. We got Marquand
Correct.
Jones, Mike McDonald, Harley Pescosolido, Ty Jenkins, Robert Yates, and Josh Harden. Also worth watching.
I don't think any of these guys are going to be beating Drake or Bill. They'll post up great scores. But
Oh,
it's not gonna get to 'em.
dude.
Oh,
5
and the judge
seconds.
is talking to him, I think, about sliding back on his feet. I think the judge did say
2-1.
something. Thank you, Wes, for keeping us entertained for the last 90
You
seconds.
want this next one, or do you want me to? All right, you guys got me for one more heat.
Oh,
I love
lucky
this.
us.
This is fun.
Yeah, this is fun. You're doing a great job.
So, Sevan, you asked a question of why that guy was squat cleaning and then redoing the thruster.
No, why he wasn't
Why he
squat
wasn't
cleaning.
just
Yes,
coming
yeah.
out of the bottom, right? And so
Yeah,
one
well,
of the
he's
biggest
actually like,
parts-
was he even squat cleaning it? He was just
yeah,
power
so
cleaning
he
it.
was squat cleaning it,
Oh.
standing up, and then doing a thruster. Usually, you'll see someone power clean it, but with these shorter bars, that's also harder to do. But when you receive the bar at the bottom, especially for a thruster, if you can't get a good position on your clean, maybe a little more rounded in the upper shoulders, there's no reason to attempt the thruster there because you're not in a good advantage position to do that. So he might feel better cleaning it, standing up, resetting his whole system and setup, and then going into the thruster. It just gave him a better opportunity at the rep versus coming right out of the bottom. It's not advantageous because you're doing 2 squats, but that's probably why he was going that direction.
Right. And if you're going to be at the top level, you got to fix that. You got to be able to come out of the hole or else you're going to be doing too many extra reps, right? You
Yeah,
need that
and that
extra
just comes
pop.
with confidence too, right? Can you receive a bar in a full squat and drive into thruster at that weight, at that fatigue level?
I'm going to read you the names of the athletes, starting with lane number 1, Marquand Jones. Lane number 2, Mike McDonald from Crash. Lane number 3, Harley Pescosolido. Lane 4, Ty Jenkins, your CrossFit Games winner. 2023 CrossFit Games winner. Robert Yates, we just passed by him, thumbs up. And then finally, Josh Harden. He's given us some good showings here at the
I
Crash
love-
Crucible in the
I
first
love
3
Ty
events.
Jenkins' shirt.
What did it say?
Patriot, the young gun, says "We the people."
Awesome.
Nice.
Gentlemen, I'm taking a 15-second break to drain the lizard. I'll see you in 15.
You can't hear us? Hey, just so you know, Souza can't hear us at all. He just let me know. But
Okay.
damn, dude, Ty Jenkins looks as American as it gets. He just looks like Superman. He's got like the perfect. Maybe he's like a Ken doll. Him and who else? Daniel Coos. Beautiful, attractive men. Not that I'm like that, but
You can still, Pay
Yeah,
respect.
admire, for
Respect
sure.
is due.
Pay homage to his wonderful genetics. We're gonna see how he does here. How old is he? 17.
So yeah, and when all these events were getting announced, I saw that Marquand Jones would post like a happy face or excited face for everyone except this one. This is the only one he shit on that he was not excited about.
What did he say about it?
He just gave like a sad face or a yuck face. Everything else gave like fire. So I'm curious to see how he handles the one that he did not enjoy being posted.
4:13, the time to beat, and then 4:30 right behind it, posted by Drake Lewis at 4:30, Bill Leahy at 4:13.
And that's like a 70-second drop from one heat to the next.
At least it looks like this closest to them was a 6:46 by Ryan Jevning. So a minute 50.
I thought it was like a
close.
6:17, but
you're right.
Or no,
Leno
maybe
Franco,
that's what,
6:17. Leno
that's
Franco,
what-
6:17.
yeah.
Ty Jenkins just going for it, buddy. America, let's go. And Marquand Jones is on to 205. Ty Jenkins on to 205. Harley Pescasolido on to 205. Josh Harden on to 205. All the guys except for Bobby Yates. Robert Yates got one more at 185. And we are all on to 205. Ty Jenkins first to pick that barbell up. He's got one. Oh, and that is, he's got two. There we go. Three, a little more rhythm, just midline. You can tell he's young when you're watching him do these thrusters because he's not weak overhead and he's not weak in the legs, but he's weak in the center. And weak is relative, but you just see the lack of development in the midline, which just typically takes the longest to develop.
But Taylor, we talked earlier about the effect of the shoulders and tricep fatigue from the handstand walk, but also I think one that gets overlooked tremendously is the midline.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you're walking up and down ramps, stairs, and those moguls, like your midline gets absolutely smoked doing those things.
The worse mobility you have in your shoulders on an event like that handstand obstacle, the more you're going to dump into your lumbar spine, thoracic spine, curling or almost scorpioning on the handstand walk.
Which is everything you need to support a heavy thruster.
Correct. So Marquand Jones, Josh Harden, and Ty Jenkins all onto the 245 bar for 6 reps. Harley Pescasolido just finishing up his set of 8. He's onto the 245 bar. Looks like Ty Jenkins is the first to get his bar loaded.
I wonder what his strategy is. Just go for it.
America is his strategy. Here we go. And he's got 1, 2. Nice. Looks like he's going to go for doubles. That second one was smoother than the first. Marquand's pulling the bar. And he's, nice and smooth for Marquand Jones. 2. Ty's got his third rep of 6. 3 to go. He just did a single there. Looks like he's going for squat cleans from here. Yeah, he's going to go single. He's going to go clusters to finish.
Taylor, what do you look at or think about for yourself or when you coach of when it's time to maybe do doubles or singles, taking out kind of that eccentric lowering of the bar back to the floor? Or
I think what I look at one, the balance or timing or midline stability and lowering the bar in the right spot. If you lower that bar into the front rack just a little bit forward or just a little bit backward, you're not going to go into that second rep smoothly. So I look for a nice stable midline. And then beyond that, if the press out is super slow, there's no point trying to go for a second one. Like if you're just barely locking it out, drop the bar, use the squat clean, stretch reflex. But if you're locking the bar out smoothly overhead and there's not a lot of movement of your trunk, like you're not coming forward or back at all, and you can lower that bar right into the correct position, I think it's good to go into your next rep for a couple reps. I don't think that squat cleans for some of these guys is a terrible idea.
Do you think you can hit a better stretch reflex on a clean versus, say, a second rep of the thruster?
I think the first rep, to me, typically the first rep is a little easier than that second.
Yeah.
Looks like Marquand Jones is on the 4 reps. Mike McDonald is on the 6 reps. Harley is on the 4 reps. Ty Jenkins is on the 4 reps.
Ty Jenkins just got a crazy no rep. I'm not sure what it was for.
And when I say the 4 reps, that is a 245-pound bar. Here's Marquand Jones.
They are all over the 5-minute mark now. So Drake Lewis and Bill Leahy's times are safe.
It looks like Robert Yates and Josh Harden. It looks like it looks like Robert Bates is on the 225 bar, and Josh Harden is on the 245 bar. Marquand for his second rep at 245.
So Ty Jenkins got his bar loaded, or he's loading his bar at the final barbell. Marquand just got to the final barbell. Everyone else is on their set of 4.
Let's see if we can frame Ty Jenkins and Marquand as they go to race.
Ty Jenkins actually won the Olympic total in the team division with an Olympic total of 580 pounds.
Wow. And that's snatch and clean and jerk?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I would imagine something probably like a 300 clean and jerk and a 280 snatch, or maybe a 310 clean and jerk and a 270 snatch.
Ty Jenkins gets his first rep easy at 265. Man, that looked easy.
Marquand Jones is stepping up to the barbell. Ty Jenkins is trying to beat him. Ty Jenkins is
oh
wow.
Step forward with his left foot. Step forward.
There's tied with Marquand Jones. Marquand Jones has got 1. Ty Jenkins has got 1. That's Ty's second no rep. So costly.
But that was a tough fail too. I mean, that's a full rep plus some, and you're not getting credit for that. So
Take
now
your
even more
time. He's
fatigue.
rushing a bit. He's rushing.
Ty Jenkins, CrossFit Games athlete champion versus Marquand Jones, a former CrossFit Games elite individual. Marquand
628 for Ty Jenkins.
Marquand does his final lift. Big jump back. Good to go. Gets it. Harley finishes his. No, 1 rep left for Harley.
Yeah, 1 more there.
Mike McDonald in the back with 245. Good lift. Harley going for his final lift at 265.
Oh, wow.
Could be the longest lift of the day, what we just saw there. Longest lift of the
Dave Castro's deadlift.
Now for Ty, on the rep, he failed. And then the second rep was night and day, like so much easier. And it's to Taylor's point is like, if you're an inch a little too forward or it's not in the rack where it should be, like it's a dramatically different change to the lift. A lot like what we see in snatches, right? You're 1 inch out in front and that bar just drops. There's no saving it. And saw the same thing on the press out for that thruster. That's why he was just in a better position on that second attempt than he was on the first one.
Josh Harden, who turned into an octopus during his last lift, doing 265. Wow, that was a crazy expression he made on his face. He did get the lift. How much time does he have on the clock?
They are at the 7:55.
Josh Harden at 7:55 locks it out. Did he get sub 8?
He got sub 8. I think it was 7:57.
Man, he looked like he was about to black out there. Took a knee immediately after pressing out that lift. Robert Yates, 245 bar.
Mike McDonald on the final bar. Nah, I don't think that's going there. Wow. Man. That is an expensive no rep. That was expensive.
Hey, that may have been the cleanest squat clean I've seen today. That was a beautiful squat clean.
He looked like he got it a little forward to me.
Oh, I just was noticing how erect his back was and how deep it was.
He's very upright. Mike McDonald has some of the most insane ankle flexion you will ever see in squat.
Robert Yates clears the 245 bar with about a minute left. He will start the journey with the last 2 lifts. Is that correct? Are we at about 9 minutes? Only you know, Taylor. Taylor?
What's up?
Oh, what's the clock say?
The clock is at 9:10.
Perfect. Thank you. No, perfect. The delay made it so I was right. Mike McDonald, 265 bar.
Wow.
War.
Wow.
War.
That was a long rep.
Was that his final? Was that his second one or his first one?
No, that was his first one.
Oh, he is in
30 seconds
trouble.
left on the clock. I don't think he's going to be making it. Got a chance. He's got 20 seconds. He's going to have to wait until 9:59. I would pull that bar off the ground.
Yeah, it looked like he was asking the judge about that rule too.
Robert Yates, good catch. Good catch.
Oh,
Whoa. Whoa. Dropped it behind his head.
Fuck, that
Barely
scares
clears
the
his
shit
head and
out
drops
of
it
me.
behind his head.
Sorry about I was loud, but that 2, 1. Mike McDonald just pulls it off the floor. Big leg drive.
Oh, dude.
Man, that was close.
That's a strong dude.
He did it. He did what he could.
A CEO shirt. If you would have worn, she should have worn the CEO shirt on the.
All right, you guys are getting Brian back.
Heavy
for the
day.
Big dogs. We've got Mike Needleman. I'll save that for you, Sevan. Sorry.
No, you do you. You can do it. We can all do it.
We've got Mike Needleman in lane 6, Sebastian Jallis, lane 5, Colton Mertens, the pig in lane 4. Is that his nickname?
Sure. It is
Jack
Muscle hamster.
Rosema, even lane 3.
Nope. Daniel. Don't forget Daniel. Mr. Sterling.
Daniel Sterling in lane 3, Jack Rosema lane 2, and then all the way on the end, Hal Fisher. So I think we're very clearly going to be watching lane 4, Colton Mertens. I like that. He should embrace that. He should go by the pig.
I
No, it's a
agree.
muscle hamster, bro.
The hog.
No.
the hog, dude. The
That's
hog.
Don't disrespect him, Chase. Muscle.
No, he likes that. I've been calling him that since like 2019.
No
I think-
bueno.
I think he likes the hog. Just call him
I like the hog too.
I
I like the
Actually, that's
hog.
pretty good.
Yeah. Is there a
Boss
difference
hog.
between a hog and a pig?
Yeah,
I
hog
think
is
it's like
is
the
a bit
male.
more aggressive. It's got the little fucking, you know what I mean? The things that come out of its mouth. It's hairy as shit. It rolls in the mud.
All right.
You don't eat a hog. You eat a pig. So he's a
Okay.
hog.
I'm going to walk you through these guys exactly like Mr. Self did from Self-Made Training Program, but you're going to actually get to look at the guys. Hold on. What lane was that? Was that Mike Needleman? Go back. Oh, shit. Colton Fisher. You're moving to Colton Fisher. Colton Mertens in lane 4.
Crush it. Little
In
spicy.
lane 5 there, you have, is that Sebastian Jallis? No, I have it backwards. My goodness. Okay, let's start again. Can we go with start with lane 1 with Hal Fisher? Let me do these guys right.
By the way, Sevan, it's called a hog once it gets above 120 pounds.
Thank you. Okay, look, guys. In lane 1, we have a hog. It's above 120 pounds. Hal Fisher. Lane number 2, Jack Rosema. Lane 3, Daniel Sterling. Lane 4, topless is the hog, Colton Mertens. And lane 5, we have Sebastian Jallis. You do pronounce the J. Thank you. And in lane 6, we have Mike Needleman. And then in the booth, we have Chase Ingram and Brian Friend from BeFriendlyFitness.com.
What's up, Chase?
Hey, Brian, you see what's on my water bottle?
Comp day vibes only, baby. Let's go. Sevan, while I wasn't out here, I did have a chance to sneak a peek in the back, and I think Colton Mertens might be able to beat the best time we've seen so far.
And what is that best time we've seen?
Bill Leahy, 4:13.
And did you by any chance speak with Caroline Lutz? I want the skinny on her.
Caroline Klutz left here like 4 hours ago. She's getting ready to crush it again tomorrow.
Okay. 3 reps for Colton Mertens, 4 reps for Colton Mertens, 5 reps for Colton Mertens, and he drops as advised by Chase Ingram and Taylor Self.
He did just do 116 back squats at this very weight, not but a few weeks ago.
7, 8, 9. Nope, he stops at 8. He's going to break it up into 3 sets, which puts him in last place as everyone else moves forward, except for maybe who's on the end there, Mike. Sorry.
Everyone has advanced
Hal
their
Fisher.
bar. Everyone is loading their bar other than Jack Rosema in lane 2. He did 10 unbroken, and he's getting ready to start his set of 8 while the rest of the guys load their weights. Jack Rosema and Colton Mertens come in 5th and 6th on our rankings in terms of max thruster weight.
Is there any reason to load your bar faster or slower? Or it's inconsequential. It's just how long you want to rest. It's just part of your rest time.
I mean, it's expending energy, and that was 8 reps in, I'm not even sure if that was 30 seconds for Rosema. He's moving on to the 225 bar while the rest of the guys continue to work at 205. Yeah, I just don't think, you want to try to let your heart rate come down. Probably depends how you're feeling and whether you feel like you're racing or if this is more of a strength limiting test.
Rosema is making a statement here.
Yeah, Rosema is very strong. I didn't really mention him earlier, but he's been on my mind as someone who could have a top 5 performance on this.
Colton Mertens has moved ahead to the what are they on? That's the 225 bar.
Yeah, Rosema underneath the 225, and he is ripping through thrusters at 225, while Mertens, Sterling, and Jollis are all done loading that bar.
Oh, he's going to fight it out. Wow.
I think he got no rep and just kept going.
I think you're right. Rosema does 7 at 225.
That's unbroken through 3 rounds, and only 2 minutes and 10 seconds have passed.
Yeah, he took a step forward, huh, Chase? You saw the bar get a little in front of him, and he took a step forward to catch it.
He didn't even put it down. He just kept going.
Yeah. The judge
Mertens
shouldn't have no-repped
final
him.
2 reps. Mertens done at 225, 12 seconds behind Rosema. He's stepping forward, and while Rosema's resting, Mertens has approached his 245 barbell and has his hands on it ahead of Rosema.
Mertens 1 at 225, 2 at 225.
Rosema with 2, and he fails on 3, drops it behind him. So both men on 2, but the first missed rep for either of them goes to, maybe the second one for Rosema, as he got a no rep on the previous one also.
And it's 245, not 225. I apologize. 245. Mertens is done.
245 done for Mertens. He'll roll forward for the last 3 minutes on the clock, so he still has a minute 13 to Bill Leahy's time. Any
doubt he'll get it, Chase?
No. Like what? Like he'll miss it?
Yeah, like he's not going to win the is he going to beat Mr. Leahy?
No, he's practiced this before. He knows exactly what he's doing right now.
Sterling has advanced to 245, as has Jollis and Needleman, but it's Colton Mertens picking up 265. That's 1 rep. That's 2 reps at 327 for Colton Mertens.
Oh my God.
Wow. So he beats him by 45 seconds, basically. 46 seconds.
I mean, 46 seconds and 30 reps is pretty good.
Jack Rosema's got 265 on his bar.
I could do
that. That was Taylor Self yelling into Brian's mic, I can do that.
Jack Rosema stepping up to the bar at 265, 355 on the clock. So Bill Leahy's time still in touch potentially for Rosema. That's 1 rep. That's 2 at 4:03. So 2 men in this heat take down the previous best time from Leahy. Jack Rosema in at 4:03.
It's actually a decent bounce back for Rosema after that failed rep and doing some extra ones to come back and hit a double at 265. That's pretty damn good.
Very different approaches from those 2 guys, both of them with exceptional times, as Chase mentions there. Sebastian Jollis loading his bar to 265. The rest of the men on the floor still working on the 245 bar.
Hal Fisher.
Mike Needleman rolling his bar forward in lane number 6. So Jollis loaded at 265. Needleman loading his bar currently at 265. Jollis with his hands on the barbell, 450 on the clock. So both Leahy and Drake Lewis have already finished at this point. Some shuffling of the feet there. I'm not sure if that rep's going to count or not.
Dude.
For those of you who couldn't see what just happened, Sebastian Jollis held onto the bar as it dropped behind his head, and it spun him around in a 180. The other option was just to break off his arm or let go.
Fisher, another good rep at 245. Needleman strapping up in lane number 6 at 265. Jollis back approaching the bar at 265. Needleman in the green shirt there. That's 1 good rep for Needleman. That's a good rep for Jollis. But both men finishing at about the 5:33 mark.
Mason Mitchell, he's trying to visit the upper room. Does that mean heaven? Is that
Daniel Sterling in screen there, loading his bar at 265. 5:50 has passed on the clock. 10-minute time cap here. There's a big pileup of scores around the 7-minute mark. So any of these athletes that are still able to get in the next minute will do themselves a big favor in terms of the scoring. Hal Fisher in the background there, still working on 245. I think that's his last rep. So he'll roll forward and be alongside Sterling with 2 reps remaining. Sterling approaching the bar at the 6:10 mark. His first attempt at 265. He gets that. He's going to opt for singles. I kind of like that choice. He's got 45 seconds till that pile up that I was referencing.
Bob, Colton about to fuck everyone up with the P score. Brian will address that immediately after this heat is over, and it is worth talking about the performance-based scoring and what Colton's insane time of 3:27 may have done to it.
Sterling unable to lock it out, and that would have been at 640. There's about a dozen times between 650 and half dozen times between 650 and 710. That costly rep could put him on the other side of the median score for the elite men.
Hal Fisher approaching the bar.
Quick turnaround for Sterling, going to give it another go.
Nope.
Feet are moving. Should be a no rep, and it is. I think that was a good rep for Fisher. We passed that 710 mark. Nick Reed, Melanza Hayes, Jackson Dronhound, Frank Minerini, Ryan Jevning, Harry Harley Pescalodito, all within that range.
I think Sterling's pissed because he knows he could have done that without taking the step backwards, that wasn't a function of needing to build some extra strength or momentum. It was just a mental slip.
2.5 minutes to the time cap. Hal Fisher on the right, Daniel Sterling on the left.
Oh,
Fisher locks it out.
wow.
Sterling locks it out. Both judges look at the clock, 7:38, more or less for each one of those two men, and that'll do it for the guys in Heat 5 of 6, Event 4 of 7.
Sterling's coach looks into his eyes and says, "Good job, buddy. Good job."
7 with a reference to the performance-based scoring, as we were saying, with Mertens besting the previous best time by basically, 17% or so of what that score was. It's going to give a greater distance between him and the field, so obviously that's good for him. What it also does is extend the time from the best score to the median score, which means that on the far other side of the spectrum, there's going to be more time between the median score and the worst score that can earn points. So while it's great for Colton, there's also a group of men who will likely earn some points that they may not have earned if there hadn't been that impressive of a score on the top end.
Were they about to kiss? Hey, can you unmute this? Let's see what's going on back here. Is that normal? What's going on in the crowd? Can you unmute yourself, Souza? Souza, can you hear me? Check 1 2. Souza, can you unmute
I
yourself?
think he can hear you.
Most of the day he's been able to hear. Yeah. He's got these earphones in.
I think Taylor was talking about it earlier.
I can't hear you now because I got to plug into a power source.
Ah, okay. Whoa, you heard enough to hear that you can't hear us.
Yes. Well, I'm in this room. Once I leave this room.
So, Brian, you were talking about a bulk of the athletes getting kind of jammed up in that 6 to 7 minute range. And this event being taken from the 2016 opening event at regionals, 6 to 7 minutes were the best times across the region. About top 3, top 5 is that bulk time. So it's really cool to see that, is that some of the best times we had 7 years ago in the snatch ladder, we're seeing as a bulk of the athletes getting jammed up in that same time frame, which kind of went to that theory that these are pretty similar movements, even though we're separated by 7 years.
Yeah, because I actually saw Jason Hopper, Katrin David's daughter, and Jake Douglas do this exact snatch ladder at HWPO in July, and both Katrin and Jake Douglas were in between 3 and 4 minutes on that.
3 and 4 minutes?
Yep.
That's how fast they are? Jeez. All right, well, hey, this is great.
Hopper was just outside of 4 minutes, and I think he lost them by about a minute with a still time that was like 90 seconds better than the best time from that year, 2016.
That's awesome.
We are about to hit the final workout of the day at the Crash Crucible at CrossFit Crash. This is Heat 6. These are the men who lead the pack in the elite division, with James Sprague being the ultimate leader with a good lead. I'll read you the names of the people in the lanes, starting with lane 1. Hopefully we can get the names and the athletes lined up so you can get their name as you see them.
I see there's a question here about Austin Hatfield. I have heard whispers that Hatfield, Coots, and Mertens were all people to watch on this one. Coots and Hatfield obviously being in here. The question is, will they have the similar strategy? What we saw there was from Rosema is that being aggressive with the early bars can be costly in the later rounds. Mertens taking an extra break in the early rounds, I think, is ultimately what allowed him to go quickly between that 6 and 4 rep bar, and that's where he extended his lead. Coots, a very young athlete. Hatfield looking to prove something. So we'll see if they have the discipline that a seasoned athlete like Colton Mertens just displayed.
In the black there on the far right is Brandon Smith. Next to him is Max Krieg with his hands, just threw his hands up in the air. There's Brandon Smith again in lane 1. Lane 2, Max Krieg. James Sprague, your leader, one of the most beloved CrossFit athletes out there, coming on the scene strong and hard. We all love him. Quentin McQueen, got to meet him this weekend, 2 days in. We're loving this guy. And, of course, Daniel Coots, the Duck, doing a lot for the show. And then Austin Hatfield, the Colton Mertens nemesis.
No, I don't know about that, but we've been referencing the Heat 1 app and the max thruster list that they put out. Second on that list is Daniel Coots. Third on that list is Austin Hatfield. And also in this heat is Max Krieg, who comes in 10th with a max thruster of 287. So potentially another one to watch, Max Krieg in this heat.
Earlier yesterday, we learned that Brandon Smith was coached by Adrian Conway. He's definitely one to watch, a firefighter. James has got his shoulders back, looking like a bull.
You better finish fast. I gotta go.
Looks like someone's wife's yelling at them, hey, finish this quick. We got to go.
That was actually Taylor Self. It just sounds like a woman.
Oh. Sounded like someone's wife.
I also think this is another, I mean, we say this a lot, is that being in the last heat is such a massive advantage. And for an event like this, it's huge because now you have a time frame to stretch out what your rep schemes and your rest schemes can be in the earlier bars, which tends to be the most important part of this event, is those first 18 reps, how you manage those to set you up for the end.
In all fairness,
time to beat Colton Mertens 327. Thank you, Cave Dasher and John.
And also, I would like to say they got to see the smartest man in the room already go, Colton Mertens, and that pacing was genius. So whether you want to copy his or adjust it based on what he did, that was a piece of artwork that he showed us.
Austin Hatfield, first man done with 10. He'll roll his bar forward. Daniel Coots will be 1 rep for hard. He'll roll his bar forward. Those guys are on 5 and 6 off screen. Quentin McQueen done. Brandon Smith done. Sprague and Krieg loading up for their final couple reps in the round of 10. 40 seconds as they last.
And I stand corrected. I apologize. I guess Bernie Gannon, thank you. You're right. Coots is in the lead by 1 point. I misspoke. James Sprague is not in first place. He's in second place by 1 point.
Hatfield under the bar, 1 rep ahead of Coots again here as we reach the 1 minute mark. They got 8 reps at 2:05 before advancing to the round of 6. Hatfield choosing to take a break here. Coots doing the same. Far side of the floor, Brandon Smith under the bar, McQueen under the bar, Sprague under the bar, and Max Krieg, everyone working away at 8 thrusters at 2:05. Hatfield finishing the round of 8, 2 reps ahead of Coots. Both will advance to the round of 6 where they'll load their bar to 225.
Quentin McQueen taking a long break as he transitions from the first bar to the second bar.
One more rep for McQueen. Gets it, and he'll be the 3rd athlete in the heat to advance forward, joining Coots and Hatfield. Brandon Smith in lane 1, rolling his bar forward in the background. He'll advance to the 225 section. James Sprague, about 5 seconds after that, as we reach the 2 minute on the clock, leaving Max Krieg as the only man still working at 2:05. As in your screen, Coots and Hatfield going rep for rep in the round of 6 at 2:25. Coots breaking at 3. Hatfield 5 in the bank. He goes for the set of 6.
Wow.
We'll see what that does on the back half. He's going to step forward to the 245 bar that's already loaded for him.
Which makes a transition, like this is going to be their best transition of the entire race because they don't have to load their plates, which means they don't have to bend over and close off their lung capacity, mess with the clips or load some plates. So having a good 225 effort into the best break you're going to get before the end of the race.
50 seconds until Colton Mertens' time to beat. 2:40 on the clock. Hatfield with 6 reps to go. He's underneath the bar at 2:45. 4 reps to do here. He's going to take a break at 2. 2:47 on the clock. We'll keep an eye on Mertens' time.
The Hiller cam is just worthless today. Oh, Hatfield
Failed
drops
there for
one.
Hatfield. Coots
Ooh.
underneath 2:45. 2 reps good for Coots. So with 26 seconds till Colton's time, I don't think either of these guys are going to get it done.
Oh.
Hatfield advances the bar. He'll load up to 265. But by the time he does that, Colton Mertens' time will have already passed by. 2 reps to go for 245. Sprague has stepped forward. He's about to approach the 245 bar. Quentin McQueen doing the same. Brandon Hatfield strapping up for 245. Coots fails at 245. We're at the 330 mark, so Colton Mertens will take the win on this one. Now we're looking at Jack Rosema 403 as Hatfield steps up to 265. He's got about 25 seconds to get there. Struggling for that rep. His feet move. It's a no rep. Coots finishes, and he'll have to roll his bar forward. Smith, McQueen, and Sprague all getting set to start their work at 245. Singles for Smith and Sprague. McQueen opting for the same strategy. Now, keep in mind, those times from Rosema and Mertens are exceptional. These
did
guys
Hatfield just get a
great
second? Did Hatfield just get a second no rep at 245?
Potentially. Jack Rosema's time just passed by. Rosema with a good rep there. Hatfield, excuse me. I believe that's 4:15 as he's going to sign his scorecard. 4:15 will be the third best time we've seen for Austin Hatfield.
Brandon Smith moving up to the final bar.
Coots stepping up to the plate at 265, 4:30 on the clock. He gets 1 rep there. He's going to opt for 2 singles. Drake Lewis's time of 4:30 has passed. Bill Leahy's time at 4:13 already passed. Austin Hatfield being very close to that.
Clean rep by James Sprague at 245 as he moves up to the final bar at 265.
Coots locks it out at 4:53. He'll beat Sprague and maintain his lead over him.
Brandon Smith grabbing the 265 bar, pulls himself underneath it. Lockout, no foot movement, good rep. 1 rep left for Brandon Smith. Ooh, James getting fired up. James getting fired up.
Krieg rolling forward. McQueen rolling forward, but Smith with 1 to go. Sprague with 2 to go. Smith off camera, misses. Sprague on camera, successful rep.
McQueen slow and steady. The train that
5:30 on the
could.
clock. Max Krieg, right side of screen with the t-shirt on, loading up to 265 for the first time. That's a good rec for Krieg.
Man, they really make it close when they fall backwards as they lock it out. They make it close. Not easy on the judges. James Sprague
3 men
going for his
lining up
final
for
left.
the final rep at the same time. Krieg misses. Smith misses. Sprague hits at 5:53, better than John Young.
Ouch. Oh, my goodness. Stepping on John Young's dick.
Smith with 1 rep to go. Krieg with 1 rep to go. McQueen with 2 reps to go. That's okay. I don't even think I can clear the women's ladder.
Hey, it's nice that we got to see Krieg and Smith try to outdo James and rush it and then pay off for James. Are they going to give him the rep for the stepping back?
They did give him the rep. The judge
that
looked
is a
at the
bad
clock.
call.
I give it to him. It's McQueen. It's McQueen. It's a McQueen. You heard of bro reps? It's a McQueen rep. Be cool, guys.
Bad
Be
call.
cool. McQueen rep.
Krieg got it done at about the 6:30 mark. Same with Brandon Smith. And I'm going to have to agree with Chase there. And what happened is the clock is behind the judges. So he credited him with the ref and looked over his shoulder to check the clock. And when he looked over, McQueen took those 2 steps backwards. So what we were able to see the entirety of his movement pattern and see the no rep, the judge who needed to look over his shoulder to check the clock missed that. I think that, we talked about it earlier. It's credit the rep, check the clock. And when they credit the rep, then whatever they do after the fact doesn't matter. So in that regard, it was the right call. The unfortunate scenario here is that the judge has to look back and check the clock, so you can't necessarily see that all the way through.
Guys, that entire event was shot with a gimbal, little iPhone, $150 iPhone gimbal, and an iPhone.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we should definitely move. If we have a camera that looks as shitty as the Hiller cam, we should move it or try a different plug or try something the entire time. But that was incredible shooting by Matthew Souza. It's not like he's a professional camera guy, and that was insane.
What's up, gentlemen?
What's up,
dude?
What's up,
How are you
Sprague?
guys?
Yeah, baby.
Look good out
Dude,
there.
That was a rush, man. That was 3 minutes faster than in training. I was really in my head for that.
3 minutes?
The crowd makes it go crazy, dude.
Yeah, incredible. Hey, what's it like competing here as opposed to somewhere like the games?
What's the difference? The difference is
not
you
even
put a
the
lot less stress on yourself because it's like local throwdown feel with a lot of people that want to talk between events and have fun before. Like we're riding that bull back there before the crash bowl. And it's like, dude, we're just having a good time. And it just makes showing up that much more fun for each thing. And I think for myself, I perform a lot better when I'm having fun.
Why do events like this?
Why do events? Experience for one. 2, pocketing some cash if you're doing good enough. 3, man, just come support my friends who, my friend Grace, you've seen, you posted about her. She's this is her first like really big competition. So I want to come support her and do it with her and, just have some fun myself.
And where will you be going next?
Where will I be going next? I'm living in Spokane, Washington right now with my fiance and my dad over there in Idaho.
I mean, in terms of competing.
Oh man, I'm gonna do individual
For your
Waza.
personal life, James. Tell us about CrossFit.
Which toilet are you gonna shit in next?
I thought we were getting personal because we always do.
Yeah, we always do. You're right. Fair enough.
Waza Indy, and then I'll do a team Indy with Jack Farlow and Benoit Boulanger.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
sir. Jason
Wow.
big dicked me by kicking me off the good dudes team, so we're coming to beat him.
Jack Farlow, huh? I like it.
Dude, I'm aerobic, he's strong, Ben is gymnastics. I think we can make for a really dirty team if we can figure out a good team name.
I like that.
Okay. Wow, congratulations. And why? And you're going to do indie and team. I thought after last year, people were like, nah, it's not the way to go.
So from what I heard, they're taking down the volume a little bit. They're going to be a little bit safer in the programming. So like if they do muscle ups for the indies, they won't do them for the teams. And if they do high rep GHD for the indie, they won't do it for teams. So I think they said they're going to try and do that better. Now we don't know what that looks like,
Yes, I agree. I heard Dylan say that too. And usually I hate that shit. I love a down and dirty event where some athletes get wounded and get carted off by an ambulance. But you're right. For Wodapalooza, that is appropriate. That should be a fan-based event where you guys can do both. Dylan's got cracked the code on this. I love how they separated the teams in the indie. And you're absolutely right. I apologize for saying that it might be too much for athletes because I did hear the same thing. You're absolutely right.
For sure. Well, it's always a party. The California one's going to be cool too. Now that I'm like living on West Coast for a little bit, I'll definitely try and get out to that California one too.
James, when you're competing, you just said is like when you have more fun, you do better. Do you notice that as you mature in the competition side of the sport, you do these off-season events, maybe when that pressure starts to rise, say at a semifinal or at the CrossFit Games, are you more aware of that now and hope to try to channel it back to more fun so you can perform better?
Yeah. So I think if I try and have fun at any competition, I'm gonna do better, whether it's the games or something like this, where it's a local throwdown. I try and compose myself the same way, like have fun until 1 minute before the event, and then lock in. I'll turn on, kind of like you've seen that meme of Sarah Sigma's daughter where she's like,
yeah.
Goes,
I feel like some people say,
yeah,
some people think they need to be serious to compete seriously, and I don't feel like that's the case for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, compete how you train, and I train to have a lot of fun. I mean, if you're in the gym 5-6 hours a day and you're not having fun, it's not sustainable. So why not have the same mindset with competitions? I think people could do more competitions too if they had that mindset and just like try to enjoy it all the way through, then look at all the negatives and all the stress about it. Like, just come here and have fun.
Are you friends with Noah Olson?
I am. I love him. I got to do a day of games prep with him, and it was our first day really hanging out, but we had a full day and really hit it off.
Yeah, I could see you're like a Noah Olson 2.0. I remember Noah always came to the games really positive, and one year in the first day he came really serious, and I'm like, hey, what's up with you? He goes, I'm just trying something new. And then by the second day he was back to himself. I go, what happened? He goes, fuck that being serious shit.
Dude,
I'm just
for
be
real
me.
though.
I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna have fun. And I respected him for trying, taking another path, but then quickly pivoting and being like, hey, it's about I gotta do me. And it might not be for everyone, but you rock it. You and Noah rock it.
Thank you, brothers. And I got Cole Sager in my corner who's the same way. He actually told me the other day, we were doing some qualifier workout, and he was like, dude, you're too serious right now. And I was like, oh, well, I'm being serious. Well, what the heck? So like he called me out for like being too aggressively serious. And I was like, it's good to have people in your corner that just humble you to and challenge you to enjoy this process more, and not make it everything.
Going into, are you sore?
No, it feels like I have done deload volume this weekend, but the only thing that was sore was my biceps. I got them cupped a little bit after the first one, and man, clean living, but lots of grip tomorrow. So get that grip worked on. And I honestly thought the legs would feel a little bit more after this, but right now I feel pretty good.
Chase was mentioning that something that totally went by me. I don't know why, but maybe because I'm not a professional, but Chase mentioned that the handstand walk definitely was going to leave a mark on the guys going into the thruster workout. Did you feel that?
If you would have given us an hour of rest, yes, but they gave us 4 or 5 hours of rest between. So like tomorrow, we have an hour rest between the two events, and there's 100 toe to bar, 100 hang snatches, and you go into a bunch of high rep muscle ups. So it's all this hanging. So that's when you'll see the effect of the event before. I think none of these have had a direct effect on each other yet until tomorrow. Tomorrow, you're going to see that like, oh, people could go unbroken 14, but they're too screwed up from the one before.
The mental game for doing a competition like this, that's 6 or 7 events, versus the trauma with a T that's put on you at the CrossFit Games, 13 events. Totally different story, or no?
Oh, well, I only did 9 events this year, and I was sick at the game. So it was like, I wanted this to come be my games experience and like get some redemption and take some wins. And today was definitely a win for me. It was more of a damage control day. And so for me, just like enjoying this as kind of my games experience, because I felt like it wasn't what I wanted to be with being sick. But you know what? Like, I think every athlete has to go through that in their career where they have a big competition that they're really ready for, just go completely wrong. And you learn a lot from that. So I'm actually glad it happened. And now I can take all this games fitness I had and carry it on to this gym.
Was he just flipping us off, your little mini-me?
Dude, I don't know. Who's the minion?
Which finger was that? Was that the index finger or the middle finger? I saw a finger.
He likes to give thumbs up.
Oh, let's go. What's his name?
God, Chase,
Hey, what's your name?
Dude, that looks just like you, dude.
Dylan.
That's you just missing some testosterone. I cannot
I'm
believe
still missing
that.
it. Don't let this beard fool you. I'm still
I
missing
can't even believe that's how old is that dude?
Yeah, he'll be 6 in February.
Crazy.
He's gonna be big and strong, bro. I remember when I was your age.
How close are you to having one of those?
Oh, not close at all, bro. We want to get married first.
Fair enough.
We want to get married and travel the world and do this CrossFit thing together. I want to support her in her pharmacy stuff, and kids will come later, but definitely just excited to be married, man.
Tell me about McQueen. Is he a little batshit crazy? I'm getting a little crazy vibes from him.
Guy is sick in the best way possible. Everyone here, our heat has the most fun. We're like the final heat, and we're having the most fun. We're juggling back there, like just doing the craziest stuff. Bro, I just love his vibe he carries in competition. I think he's going to be really good one day out here. Like, just the vibe he carries tells me he's going to have longevity.
Did you get a chance to size Hopper up? Like when you saw did you get a chance to like eyeball him?
Dude,
what's the deal with?
We've been here all week together. I stayed at his house for 5 nights. He doesn't even know how to work his own laundry machine, bro.
So what is the deal with him? Why?
Sammy, I got to go get the other one.
Okay.
James, good to see you, buddy.
Hey, you too, bro.
Thank you, Chase, for coming on.
Thanks, Chase.
Why a 31st from Hopper this year? Any insights you got from looking at him? Was he? My thought was that he just got too big.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's definitely fat, bro. No,
not fat. I know he's lean, but when he put his arms around me at the games, I was like, totally. Oh, this isn't a CrossFitter.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually don't know. I think if you asked him, he'd tell you he just had a bad weekend, but I'm sure he's just being humble. There had to be something going on because he was kicking my ass this week around, and he's training a lot less right now. I think it's really good for him because game strength can be really hard on your body, and I think just for him training 2 to 3 hours a day is going to serve him really well at Rogue.
Awesome. Hey, dude,
sir.
Thank you so much for coming on. I love your face.
Dude, I love your face. Have me on soon. Let's catch up about real life. Thanks for having me on.
Let's do it. Thanks, buddy. I'll reach out to you in the next week. Yep.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Thanks, boys.
James Sprague. You can give it to Pedro. Give it to Pedro. No, you can give it to Pedro.
Thanks, guys. I'm gonna go.
Give it to Pedro. Give it to Pedro. Give it to Pedro. Pedro, get it. Let me see if I can call Pedro. That's it? Really? Where was my Pedro? Okay, guys. Crash Crucible. Wrapping up the 4th heat for today. We will be back tomorrow morning. I'm going to tell you what time. I don't even know what time. Thank you for being patient with me yesterday. Yesterday, I would give my performance a 2. Today, I would say it was a 4. That is a 100% increase in my performance. What a great day. Brian was amazing again. I would say yesterday, Brian was 11 out of 10, and today he was a 12 out of 10. Special guest, Chase Ingram. That's always a treat. I mean that. That's not just lip service. That was really cool seeing him today. We also got Taylor Self, who also showed that he has the chops. Yesterday, if the MVP was Brian Friend, he had to carry my broken ass all day yesterday. I do want to say that the MVP today is Matt Souza. That was incredible. He did all the scheduling because I was busted yesterday. So he did all the scheduling, scheduled all the shows, all the live streams, and then he was out there getting all the camera angles, and that was brilliant. Tomorrow, I think will be our best day, and we love you guys, and we will see you tomorrow. We have some incredible guests lined up for next week on the Sevan Podcast. I do not think you want to miss it. Monday, we have a very, very special guest that I think is going to surprise many of you. You've never heard of this person, but you do want to speak to this person, and you're I promise you're going to want to hear from this person. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.